Hello patrons! I haven't done one of these videos in a while, but I feel like it's probably time. I know these videos don't really get watched too much, but I should do them. So anyway, I'm out here right now doing a video showing how to zero Century C308. It is not like an HK91, it's like a set me, so you have to have a very special tool in order to adjust your front sight to get your zero. The entire time I've had this rifle, I've never had a good zero with my iron sights. I've always had to use Kentucky windage to be able to get hits at steel at like 100 yards. With optics, it's great. I know this gun's accurate, so it's kind of been a pain that I can't actually get it zeroed, but alas, now, with the help of this little tool, we have it zeroed. It's shooting really well, and some of you who are astute may notice that the front end of this thing looks a little bit different. It currently has a Midwest Industries handguard on here, and those of you who have maybe tried to do this before know that this is not supposed to work. The handguards are supposed to be only for HK91s and G3s, PTRs. It's not supposed to work with the set-me's. My goal was to make it work without doing any permanent modifications to the rail or to the rifle, and so far it seems to be working okay with a little bit of JB weld, but not probably in the way that you think. I didn't JB weld it in there. I made a little block out of JB weld that's the correct size as a spacer, because the HK91s have a little clamp up here that this pin's supposed to go through, which is supposed to index it. Set-me's don't have that, so I'm using that as a spacer to hopefully keep it in place. And then I have a WML in here just because I want to see how it holds up, because I want to hopefully say that the WMLs are good to go. Those of you who have been a part of the live streams recently know I've talked about the APLs, the pistol lights. I got the newest generations, I think technically Gen 3, I think they might be calling them Gen 2 APLs, both the compact and the full-size one. And I've been very underwhelmed by those, still having issues with those, so I don't know, kind of bums me out because I really like the form factor, but they kind of suck. WML on the other hand, we'll see if this one actually wants to keep working. So far it's been so far so good with it. I haven't used it extensively, but I want to put it on this rifle just because if anything's going to beat this thing up, it's going to be the recoil of this guy. So we'll see how that handles it. As far as other stuff coming up, the fall is upon us. Thankfully, this is probably like one of the few last warm days that we'll have where I can wear a t-shirt and shorts out here. But because the air temperature is getting colder, I can start doing gel tests again. I kind of missed my window in spring, but hopefully this fall I'll be able to get a bunch of gel testing done, so that should be fun and interesting, hopefully. One of the caretaker of this range here has a 4570 with a couple hunting loads that he wants to run through it, and I really want to find out what that'll do, because up to now I've only shot 9mm into gel blocks and intermediate cartridges into gel blocks, almost exclusively 300 blackout. I want to know what a full-size 4570 will do in gel, so that should be interesting, so definitely stay tuned for that. It's a giant ass pain to make gel blocks, but it's way cheaper than trying to buy one, so you know, it is what it is. As far as other stuff coming up, I'm going to be trying to do my best to get a little bit more of the accessory videos done, since again, I know in our live stream I talked about that with a couple of you guys. One of the specific things we mentioned was the bad lever, so I'm going to do a video on my Magpul bad lever. I think there's a very specific application for them. I have them on both of my go-to ARs, but I don't use them to do everything, but I'll talk about that in that video. So I definitely think they have a place, but I also think that they are used... there's a way you can use them wrong, in my opinion. They're designed to be used that way, but I don't think you should use them that way. Anyway, I'll talk more about that when I do the video on that. Really what I wanted to do with this video is just say thank you. It really does make a big difference, you guys supporting me here on Patreon. Hence why I also support the channels that I really enjoy on Patreon, because again, I know how much of a difference that makes, and I want to put my money where my mouth is. So I support quite a few channels here on Patreon, and probably there's more than I should be, but I always forget when I get on Patreon to look at those channels. But again, when it comes to buying ammo, when it comes to buying accessories, when it comes to buying a lot of stuff to review, if it wasn't for you guys, there would be a very noticeable difference in the amount of content that I'm able to produce. And with that, I want to give back to you guys as much as I can. So again, going back to the live streams here, if you were in on that live stream, you saw that Bastion, the company that made the Iraq Veteran 8888 knife, they sent me another knife to review, and they actually sent me 2 of them with the expressed purpose of giving one of those away. So I'm going to be giving one of those away to you guys here on Patreon. And then there was something else that I got recently that I was going to give away. I don't know, we'll figure it out. And I'm also working with Kanai Pro Gear on a series of videos. Oh, that's actually another thing I'll mention. I got a level 3 steel plate. I think it's AR500 steel that I'm going to be using for some penetration tests. And one of the specific things I want to test to see if it'll defeat that armor is something that I learned about from watching the Captain and the Corporal podcast, which is no longer available, but that Kent from Kanai Pro Gear was doing, where they talked about 5.56 VMAX punching steel. I want to see if we can replicate that and make that happen. If so, well, whether it happens or not, we'll be giving away something Kanai related, maybe a gift card, something. We'll be giving something away to you guys with their support. So I really do appreciate that. If you, again, I want to be as much of an open book to you guys as I can, so if you ever have questions or anything like that, definitely don't hesitate to get in touch with me. I'm here for you guys, whether it's direct message or anything like that. I want to be here as much of a resource to you as possible, even with my limited knowledge base, hopefully give you the information that you guys are looking for. And I will be doing probably another call for questions again soon, just because I haven't filmed my question and answer video for October yet. But we'll knock that out, and I do have the list of questions you guys have already put out there. Really, really great questions. I'm really liking what you guys are giving me to work with so far. It's been a big help. But anyway, again, I just really want to say thanks. Keep you guys up to date with what's going on. But anyway, with all that said, I hope you got something out of this video, and I really appreciate you watching.